days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.
They had a convention. Did you watch any of it, Sophia? Me either. Did you watch? Okay.
I didn't watch it, but
Okay.
I
saw clips.
Mm.
Okay, I'm gonna play just so apparently with a lot of black people. Apparently they had like 6 black people. It was like Black Night. Yeah,
When I saw the clip. I kept seeing one black man in a cowboy hat.
No,
That's all right.
Mark Robinson, who said we gotta kill people.
Speaking, black people
Yeah, speaking at the. You mean
in the audience?
So this is my question.
Okay.
They brought the diversity out on the stage to say that we're diverse, but when you pan the audience, like Mr. Curtis Cook said, one guy with a cowboy hat, because how do we suss this out? What are they doing exactly?
Who's they?
The Republican National People Convention folk.
I mean, from what I'm understanding, obviously I'm not black, so I'm not speaking on behalf of the black community at all. But from what I understand, Biden is losing a key demographic, black men and black women. And I actually think that that's true.
Do you?
I do.
Oh, you?
I do. I think that they wouldn't be so freaked out about it if it was just spin.
Okay, where are you getting this?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I guess from the news that I watch and from podcasts that I listen to and from the news that I read.
And what are they saying? Just that the black folk are sitting home?
Is it that I don't even know that it's about apathy, right? I feel like the message that I have been hearing is that he's not losing the black vote to apathy. He is losing the black vote to Trump.
What? Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong, but am I wrong? Am I bugging?
You may not be bugging. I feel like I'm in a bubble.
I'll just say I'm a black man and I have black friends, and none of them are saying that they're voting for Trump.
Okay,
No.
that's what I'm getting. I don't know.
But
we may be in bubbles too, because you listen to the program. So, like, I want to ask this question of people who have people in their lives that don't listen to Urban View. First of all, there shouldn't be too many of you, but if there are any of you, because I'm getting that sense too, which is why I'm going so hard in the paint, that there's both apathy, disgust with Democrats. So I'm hearing is the Democrats haven't messaged and done the things. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want fascism. And I don't want to, well, you can't scare me into not voting. I'm getting that. And I'm like, well, you'll be scared when fascism comes because you may not be able to escape it once it's here, So I'm going to vote for the Supreme Court to make sure that maybe we can press the next president into packing the court so that we can get some of these rights back, or hold the line and make sure we get the Senate in the House as well. When I say we, I mean good people. I'm not even getting into partisan politics. I'm like, can we preserve democracy? Should it be preserved? So I'm asking these questions. But what you're saying is, you're also in this hip hop space, which is weird because Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent was reported to show up, and then he wasn't going to show up, and he didn't show up last night. But they are appealing to these rappers. Waka Flocka told people to leave his concert if you aren't supporting Trump, get out. And I'm like, Waka Flocka, that's a choice. Sexy Red doing a whole Trump thing on the stage with the MAGA hat. And I'm like, and people yelling and screaming. So I hear what you're saying, Sophia Chang, but I don't know. Are we in a bubble?
I think that I could be in a bubble too. I mean, I think that most of us are in bubbles. I don't watch Fox. I watch MSNBC and CNN. So I'm in a bubble. All of my friends are lefty and progressive, and I live in New York City, and I am college educated, and most of my friends are college educated. I definitely exist in a bubble. And when I say that that's the messaging that I feel like I've received, again, I could be wrong. And I do think that there is so much spin that it's fucking Cirque du Soleil level of acrobatics and contortionism on all sides. Everybody is putting forth whatever narrative it is that they want to see progress. So I take everything with a grain of salt, but I do have trusted news sources. I do trust, as much as I trust any newspaper, I do trust the New York Times. I do find that a solid source of news. And again, as solid as it can be, because everybody has agendas. We live in a capitalist society, so money will always be the undergirding and will always be the visible or invisible hand that guides and cajoles every decision.
So, everybody in this room, 866-801-8255, may have the means to, leave the country if we have to. We pretty much can protect our territory if we need to, but the vast majority of Americans cannot. And really the most vulnerable seem to be, listening to this narrative or being, gaslit into, following something that is going to harm them, So for me, the only thing I can do is tell y'all the truth as I know it. And I could be wrong, like you just said, but I am really concerned about where we are, not because I think the vast majority of Black people are going to always do what Black people do, which is protect our lives. We're going to show up because this is what we always do. And it's not about Democrats and Republicans. It's about us. And as I said before, we're not the same Democrats as Democrats, these liberals, these people. I don't even identify with being a liberal. I don't even know what that is. I just know I'm going to vote our interests. And it may even be against my own personal interests because, at a certain tax bracket, you might want some of them tax breaks, but, in the schools, you might want to lean into the policies, but I can't do that if it means people are going to be harmed. So it's like, okay, all right, we're going to take this L over here and make it up someplace else. But what we're going to do is tell the truth. So I don't know. I'm very concerned. Very concerned.
I didn't know about these rappers.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know anything about this. And I would really love to talk to somebody who could get underneath that for me and what the mentality is. Is it about wealth, right? Is it about that Trump is projecting this kind of wealth and this power? Is it the strong arm? I'm so curious about the mentality. I had no clue, and I'm disheartened for sure.
I think it's Nelly. I'm gonna blame Nelly. Shout out to him and Ashanti. Happy y'all are, having a baby. But he said, Bill Gates, Donald Trump, let me in now. And my father used to rock. I would come home going down, baby. When I would come home, my dad would be singing that song, and his name was Donald. He loved that song. He'd be like, oh, and my father wasn't a rapper, but it resonated. Donald Trump was codified into rap music as this kind of like Godfather figure, this kind of gangster because of his shenanigans, his money, right? He was a billionaire, quote unquote, not really bankrupt, but that was the projection, right? So everybody wants to aspire to be that in a greed is good society.
That's right.
So,
but that's what I'm saying, right? He became an icon in hip hop because of his wealth. He could have been whatever else, but if he was not rich, and if he wasn't a billionaire, a member of the Billionaire Boys Club, he wouldn't have been cited.
Right.
I just don't believe that. I think that so much of what people found so impressive about him is a persona that he architected.
That NBC architected, that Mark Burnett architected,
right?
In many ways,
the genius.
Shout out to Mark Burnett, gave us Survivor. We might need to do it now. We might need to all be on an island somewhere figuring out how to feed ourselves. Thank you, Mark Burnett. A Christian, by the way, gave us also, Touch. Did he do Touched by an Angel and a bunch of other stuff? Like he's in that realm, but he crafted this image because he couldn't find a real billionaire to do the Apprentice show who didn't mind looking like, so they created this whole persona, which speaks to Curtis being in the make-believe world of crafting these stories around these characters and making us believe them. This is the most believable character, and he became president.
Scary. It's scary. Even when she was just saying before, like when it was, you said before, when it was before when we had those narratives of these people and what's going on in politics, it never seemed scary if the other side won, if the other party won. You didn't feel as if your life was in danger. There's something about this that feels scary. like my existence may end or be threatened. And that's the scary part about me. And for me, but as far as trying to make a character come to life and make it believable, I'm all aboard. I'm all aboard.
See,
Come on now, because it takes art and it takes time and talent and focus, Karen, to really bring in this character.
All right.
My days are cooler, nights are warmer, and I put the blame on you. Time moves slow, but my heart beats faster. When these eyes are looking right at you, you give me something to believe in, just what I needed. You're the closest.